Seriously, you know, we worked in the same network for a long time, and I was always very appreciative of your professionalism, and it always seemed to me that you got started in this business at a very young age. You were broadcasting when you were like 3 years old, I believe. And I'm curious, was there ever a tough job you had before broadcasting, or did you get right in and start broadcasting and then the rest was gravy?
In truth, broadcasting is the only real job I've ever had, but I did have a summer job between semesters at Syracuse University when I was about 19, 20 years old, selling encyclopedias door to door. Now,
you were an encyclopedia salesman?
I was an encyclopedia salesman, a bad one, because I couldn't handle the rejection. And the whole concept is rejection, because you got to knock on 100 doors and maybe one or two will invite you in, you know? And this is in the 70s when it was kind of a mark of prestige for baby boomer parents to have the Encyclopedia Britannica, whatever, in the bookcase. It's all been rendered completely moot now.
Well, it's funny, because there are young people watching right now who don't know what we're talking about.
Right.
They're here right now, but it's absolutely... It used to be, before the internet, every family, if you were lucky, you had an encyclopedia, and any school project, you would go to it and look up annual rainfall or whatever.
Exactly right. And so I would knock on the door, and the person would answer the door, usually the gentleman of the household. And I'd say, and they had a kind of a script that you'd say, "Hi, working in the area, talking to everybody. Do you have a moment?" And invariably, the guy would say, "I don't have a moment." And as he was slamming the door, he'd say, "I'm not interested."
Right.
And then you were instructed to say, "I see. Not interested in the nation's future, not interested in your children's education." I'll mark that down. And then hopefully that would make the guy one time in 100 feel guilty enough. No.
It would make him hit you in the Adam's apple as hard as he could.
It would come
Not
out.
interested in your child's future.
Right.
We call this we call this approach the dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did not work well. In the entire summer, I sold one set.
Right.
Of Collier's encyclopedias.
You bought those, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. No, my mother did.
So you could prop the doors open so they couldn't slam it on you. Wow. All right. Well, you've had a lot of fantastic moments in your broadcasting career. One was very recent, where you're interviewing Webb Simpson.
Yeah, he won the U.S. Open.
Won the U.S. Open. You have this interview with Webb Simpson, and then madness breaks out. Do you want to preface this, or should we show the tape?
This guy is now apparently showing up in other places, because he showed up a couple of weeks ago at the Navy-Notre Dame football game, which was played in London. So we're wondering where he's going to strike next, but this is where he struck first. There it is.
You go 68-68 on the weekend, and a burst of 3 straight birdies and 4 in a 5-hole stretch turned it around for you today.
Yeah, that was kind of the difference. I got off to a slow start, but I knew that I knew...
Always something to spice matters up.
Yeah, enjoy the jail cell, pal.
You know what I love? It's beautifully shot. It's almost like it's shot like a comedy piece.
Right.
Yeah. The way he comes right into fame at the perfect time, at the perfect angle. And you don't see him right away.
No, because he's not in my line of vision, because I'm looking right at Simpson, and I could hear the sound in the first split second. But
it does look like Kelsey Grammer. It looks like Kelsey Grammer.
It does.
Looks like he just had some bad cheese popcorn and lost his mind.
And so I didn't realize exactly what was going on. I heard it, but I thought it was further off in the distance. And then the guy comes and yanks him away, and what you don't see, literally, he threw him into a greenside sand trap.
Oh, that's great.
So the guy is now in the sand trap.
Is he still like, ah!